Alright, we are back with another episode of the Vancouver Huskies My League. In the first episode, well, actually the second episode, first game, we did defeat the St. Louis Spirits, the other expansion team, by a score of 117 to 106. In this episode, I am going to simulate a couple games. Actually, probably more than a couple. I might simulate until I find a game that I want to play. I mean, I'd like to play the Cavs, but I'm not too interested in playing them so close to the game that I've just played. So, we might play, let me think. Let's play the Bucks. So let's simulate until this Milwaukee game, because I want to play against Giannis. I believe he has potential to become a superstar in the league, if he is not already. So, also, there could be trades in this. One or multiple trades could be in this episode. I've got feedback on one of my episodes. I have somebody who wants me to bring in veteran leadership and three-point shooting. His name's Jake Thug on YouTube. Shout out to him for leaving me some names to look down or to trade for. Jared Dudley was one of the names, and Troy Daniels was the other. And also, I was also thinking about Tony Allen and Nick Young. So we'll have to see some trades, some trade finders for those players later on in the episode. But as of right now, let's just go ahead and start simulating some games. So I'm expecting a loss to the Cavaliers. Yeah, we got blown out. We'll go ahead and check the box score and see how players did. Isaiah Thomas dropped 38. So let's see what he's averaging so far on his first season as a Cavalier. 29 points per game. So teaming up with LeBron doesn't seem to be slowing him down at all. And then we'll go ahead and check our team's stuff out. Bogdanovich had 16. Sullinger had 16. Milos had 7 and 7, so not a bad game all around from the team. Emmanuel Moody had a tough night, 0 of 8 from the floor. Yeah, we just shot poorly, so their defense was probably better than what we've seen so far. So now simulating a game against Russell Westbrook and the Thunder. Paul George also on the team, and we get blown out again. So tough start of the season here. I expected it though, so it's not really surprising. Milos, 3 of 13 from the court, had 12 and 6. Allen Williams had another strong game, 21 and 7. Sullinger had 10 rebounds. Bogdanovich shot 1 of 11 from the court. So a bunch of poor shooting performances over the first couple of games. Go ahead and simulate through this date here. A little bit too early to make a trade. We'll go and see what's happening. I believe the thing we are missing is veteran leadership. I do not want to make too many trades because then the team chemistry will drop and we'll just play even more poorly. So I'm getting into second game against the Cavs. Hopefully we can keep it a little bit closer this time. And we win the game against the Cavaliers. So we get the Cavs at home and we pull out the victory. Let's go ahead and view this box score. Bogdanovich had 23. Richardson had 23. Josh Richardson, I'd like to see that. 5 of 7 from 3. If he can knock down shots on a daily basis, he's going to have a great season. Allen Williams, 16 and 7. Sullinger, 8 and 10. 2 points off a double-double. Milos struggled shooting, but did have 10 assists. Kyle Anderson struggled shooting as well. So did Emmanuel Mudiay. So 3 players had poor shooting nights, and we still fought out and got the win. Had to be with defense. Let's see. LeBron had 15. Derrick Rose had 15. Isaiah had 13. So lockdown defense there as we fought out a win against one of the better teams in the league. I did not check the Thunder stats here. So as you can see, Westbrook had a triple-double. Nothing new there. Paul George had 20 points. Westbrook shot 7 of 24. So that's the stat there for you. Alright, and we'll go ahead and simulate this game against the Timberwolves. Newly acquired they actually traded for him, Jimmy Butler. See what he does. We actually get a win against the Timberwolves. So, back-to-back surprising wins here. Karl-Anthony Towns had a double-double. Wiggins did well. Jimmy Butler did well. I think their lack of depth is what got them. Even though they do have Jeff Teague, is it Jordan Crawford? Nope, Jamal Crawford. I don't know. Good win for the team. Let's see who did it. Jared Sullinger, double-double, 19 points. Bogdanovich, 14. Milos, 13 and 8. Allen Williams, 10 and 10. Like to see that out of him, double-double. Moutier is struggling. What is his field goal percentage? 23% from the field. Hasn't hit a three the entire season. So, Manuel Moutier struggling mightily from the field, shooting very poorly. But we'll go ahead and get into our next game against Denver. And we lose a game to a team that we probably had a chance to beat. So, let's check Denver out. Will Barton led their team. Jamal Murray, Paul Millsap. Jokic had a very good game. Almost had a triple-double, 3 assists off. So, their team is stronger than ours, so I'm not mad at the loss here. Sullinger had another nice game. 17 and 11. Milos, 15 and 5. Josh Richardson did. Where is Moody at? 3 of 7, a little bit better there. Bogdanovich, 1 of 8. So we'll go ahead and simulate up to this next game. Injury, hyperextended knee, 1 to 2 weeks. We're not gonna worry about that. We're just gonna go ahead and adjust the rotation so his minutes will drop down to none. And we'll go ahead and let Rashad Vaughn take his minutes, all of his minutes there, just to get him into the flow of game a little bit, as he hasn't played so far. Simulate through the date here. And let's go ahead and check out our scouting. Our scout has not came to us yet, so I believe we need to wait on that until we start scouting some players. But what I wanted to do was go over to statistics and check out player stats. So far for our team, Milos is leading the team in scoring, 6 assists as well. Bogdanovich second, Allen Williams third with a 9.7 rebounds, almost averaging a double-double. Same with Sullinger. Moutier struggling a little bit, but I'm sure he'll be out. Moutier averaging 4 rebounds. That is nice to see from him. Down here we got our two-way players down here at the bottom. Vaughn hasn't played a game yet. Diallo not getting, these players not getting too many minutes, but it's nice to see that they are putting up points while they are playing. So, and then we'll go ahead and check out the league leader. Steph Curry, 32 points. Westbrook, is he averaging a triple-double? He is not. He's not averaging the right amount of assists. Harden averaging 9.3 assists. So as you can see, the NBA, no surprises up here. Bradley Beal may be a surprise, averaging 28, but looks pretty normal. Deloading, 24. Isaiah averaging 24. Kemba 23. Where's LeBron at? Did I pass LeBron? LeBron only averaging 19, so it looks like Isaiah Thomas is taking some of his points away, but I'm sure he'll be happy if they are winning. So let's go ahead and simulate through this Washington game and see where our team is at. So a game against Sacramento, we lose. Buddy Hield had 32. George Hill had 26 and 10. Allen Williams, another good game from him. Milos had a double-double. Josh Richardson had 15 points on 3 made field goals. 8 of 11 from the free throw line, so he was getting fouled a lot. Moutier, 2 of 8. So Moutier is really struggling from the field. We might need to take minutes away from him because he might be just throwing up shots that are costing us chances. We do lose to Portland. Damian Lillard had 31. I believe McCollum was hurt, so CJ McCollum did not play. Allen Williams, 19 and 5. Milos had another double-double there. Where is Moutier? 2 of 5. Oh, we're still going to monitor his play. So back-to-back games here against Portland. Now we have them at home. I believe CJ McCollum is still not playing, so we would like to get a win here. See what we can do. So we get offered a trade. Let's go ahead and negotiate this and see what is happening. Josh Richardson and Alan Williams to Orlando for Jonathan Simmons and Aaron Aflalo. So bringing back 2 shooting guards, giving up 1 shooting guard and a power forward. I don't want to give up Alan Williams, so I'm just going to go ahead and decline this trade. Jonathan Simmons, good player. Aflalo as well, had better years, a little bit older. We're going to go ahead and decline this trade because I want to keep Alan Williams, and we played a close game. We almost get the win against Portland, but lose by 1 point. Let's go ahead and view the box score. Josh Richardson, our leading scorer, 24. Milos had another double-double, so good seeing that out of Milos. Moutier, 3 of 4. Decent shooting night from him, so that's good to see as well. So 2 more games simulate until we do something with the team. 3-6 Clippers, 3-6 Huskies. Let's see what happens. Chris Paulus Clippers for the first time in a while. So another trade offer. This is from the Heat, Wayne Ellington and Jordan McKee. We'll negotiate it and check it out. I'm not too sure I want to do this. McKee 23, Wayne Ellington 29 years old. I'm going to keep Bogdan because he is probably the cornerstone of our franchise at this point. So we're just going to go ahead and decline. And we get the win against the Clippers. I like to see that. Milos had another double-double. It looks like he's averaging 10 assists per game over the last couple of games. Deonta Davis, good game there. 16 minutes, had 14 points, 7 to 7 field goals. Moutier 0 for 5. Yeah, Moutier might need to lose a couple minutes, and we might need to get another point guard. Looks like he is struggling mightily. So we'll have to check that out after this game against the Wizards. And injury has healed, Cedi Osman. We will go ahead and adjust the rotation manually. So check up and see how Vaughn did. Averaging 7 a game. That is way more than what Osman was averaging, 4. So he's averaging a total of 3 extra points per game. So we'll go ahead and leave Vaughn there. And Osman will just be our player down here without minutes. Actually, we'll give him Semi Ojeley's minutes, as he's only averaging 3. So only getting 7 minutes now, Osman, but I'm sure he'll be alright with that. And we'll go ahead and simulate the game, and we lose to the Wizards. John Wall 22 and 12. Otto Porter 12. Where's Bill? Did Bill get hurt? Bill must not have played. So now Vaughn, 18 points. Look at Rashad Vaughn. I'm glad we left him up there with the minutes that we gave him. Moutier had a great game. So as soon as I said I'm gonna drop his minutes and maybe get a backup point guard, he does that. So we're gonna give him a little bit more time to develop. 17 points there, 12 shooting. Had an overall good game. Milos 14 and 8. Jared Sullinger double-double. Alan Williams 8 and 6. So not too bad there. And we get a trade offer here. So let's go ahead and negotiate this. One of the players that I was requested to get was Troy Williams. No, it was Troy Daniels. Never mind. So Troy Williams, 22-year-old out of Indiana. Undrafted player. Not too sure about him. 71 overall, 71 potential. And then PJ Tucker. So 32 years old, but still a pretty high overall. Rashad Vaughn and Thomas Bryant. Thomas Bryant I wouldn't mind getting rid of. But Rashad Vaughn, the way he's played over the last couple of games, I'm going to go ahead and keep him. So we're going to decline this trade as well. And I am going to go and check up on some trades here. So we're going to go ahead and trade finder. The first player I want to try to acquire plays for the Pelicans, and it is Tony Allen. So they want Moutier, Ojeleye, and a second-round draft pick for Rondo and Allen. I don't want anything to do with that, and that was the only offer that they had. So the second player that I am looking to acquire plays for the Warriors. Let's go ahead and look at Nick Young, a shooter, knockdown shooter. Josh Richardson, Semi, Bogdanovich, Moutier, Richardson. Yeah, I don't want to give up any of the key players that they're asking for, so I'm just going to avoid that one as well. Let's see. Any more players? Troy Daniels, I believe, plays for the Rockets. No, PJ Tucker plays for the Rockets. Not too interested in him. Troy Daniels plays for the Grizzlies. That is correct. So let's go ahead and check Troy Daniels out. Allen Williams, don't want to trade him. Thomas Bryant and Cedi Osman. This could be a trade that we could complete. And we get Wayne Selden Jr., who is a younger player out of Kansas, averaging 4 points per game in the minutes that he is getting, and has a 73 potential. So Osman, who is 22 and does have a 79 potential, and Thomas Bryant, who also has a higher potential but is playing poorly. Really not playing at all right now, so we'll check that out. Kyle Anderson and Key. Not too sure about this because Key is playing pretty well so far, getting 4 points per game in the minutes that he is playing, as well as Kyle Anderson. Struggling a little bit, but he should be alright. Alright, and Josh Richardson, don't want to trade him, and Milos, do not want to trade him. So Thomas Bryant and Osman, we'll have to come back to this one. But the last player I wanted to look at making a trade for plays for the Pelicans, and it is... Actually, it's not who I wanted to look for. Who am I trying to find? Suns, Phoenix. He is Jared Dudley. So they want Semi and Damian Dotson for Jared Dudley and Devon Reed. Bogdanovich and Thomas Bryant, don't want to do that. Moutier, don't want to do that. Allen Williams, do not want to do that. And Derrick Jones Jr. So this is another trade I'm interested in, one of these two. Let's decide between Devon Reed and Jones Jr. Derrick Jones Jr. has that ferocious dunk ability, 95 driving dunk, but I believe only has a 78 potential. And then Devon Reed, who is a little bit older, has a 76 potential. So doesn't have has the ability to knock down a three-pointer. I do not believe Derrick Jones Jr. does. He does not. So Devon Reed might be the one that we go for, even though Derrick Jones Jr. does have some highlight reel type qualities. So we will have to choose between these two, and then also I might go back and try to make that other trade. So not too sure about this. Let's go back and look at the other one. Who was it for? Was it Nick Young or Troy Daniels? I think it was Troy Daniels. Yeah, it was Troy Daniels and Wayne Selden, and it was Thomas Bryant and Cedi Osman. So Thomas Bryant is involved in both of them, so we cannot make both trades. Milos, I believe at this point in time we're going to go ahead and make this trade and get Wayne Selden Jr. out of Kansas and Troy Daniels, who is an established shooter in the league, who will get decent minutes off of our bench most likely, averaging 18 points per game per 36, 10 points per game. We're going to go ahead and offer this trade, and hopefully they will accept, and they do. So 2 new players on the team. We'll go ahead and go to the roster and introduce them. So Troy Daniels, new shooting guard, small forward, who has played in Memphis the past 2 years, played in Charlotte before that, but really came onto the stage in the playoffs for Houston. So had a good year in Houston and was pretty much been a journeyman since then. And also we got a younger player, Wayne Selden Jr., who is getting decent minutes, or who was getting decent minutes in Memphis. So we'll go ahead and go to coaching and coach game plan and add these new players to our team. Troy Daniels is going to get a decent amount of minutes here. We do get a reserve, as we did trade somebody who was playing in the G League. So we'll use Wayne Selden as our player there. Now Troy Daniels is probably going to slot into where Vaughn was playing. So Vaughn's minutes will get dropped drastically. Moutier will get minutes dropped for Troy Daniels, as Troy Daniels will be our 7th man with 20 minutes. Deonta Davis will get a couple minutes dropped, so Moutier can get 16. And then Key, so we'll give Vaughn a little bit more there. So they are saying to make Key a reserve, but we're going to leave him up there and get him some playing time. So this is our new team. We got Troy Daniels. Good to see a more established player, as I did not have many. And also maybe good to bring in another veteran type player as well. So let's go see who exactly we would have to give up to get some players now that we have made a trade. So the first player I want to check is Jared Dudley. Damian Dotson and Simi. So yeah, this trade is still available. So Thomas Bryant must not have been in it. It must have been Damian Dotson, and I must have been mistaken. So it does give G League stats. He's averaging 26 points per game in the G League. So is absolutely balling out. 77 potential, 23 years old, out of Houston. Has the ability to knock down a 3. Not too sure if I'd want to give him up at this point in time. So let's just go into this and let's drop Dotson. Let's drop Reed and see if they will accept a straight up trade. And they believe that they are not getting enough back. So they want Dotson more than anything. So let's go in here and see if we can give them another player. They want Dotson. I'm not too sure I want to give him up. What about... So Gene Charles can't be traded for 9 more days. The 2 players that we signed cannot be traded for 9 more days. The player we traded for has 60. So Dotson is the only possibility at this point in time. And let's check and see who they have that we could get back. Elijah Millsap, 30 years old, don't want him. Devon Reed is a pretty promising name, but another shooting guard, which I believe we have a decent amount of, but we would be trading a shooting guard to get a shooting guard back. Dragon Bender might be a good player, but yeah, he's too much. I don't think they're going to accept that, yeah. So it's going to have to be Derrick Jones Jr. or Devon Reed, or we can wait 9 days and try to throw in another one of our players. And I believe that's what we're going to do. We're going to simulate 9 days ahead to this Phoenix game. And we might make a trade with Phoenix before we play Phoenix. I'm going to skip this game. I don't want to play the Bucks anymore. I'm going to play Phoenix at home. Home game against Phoenix, and we will get into that one. So let's go ahead and simulate. We get a loss here against the Timberwolves. Go ahead and view the box score. Bogdanovich had a decent game. Jared Sullinger, so it went to overtime and we lost by 5. Jared Sullinger played 43 minutes. Stats don't look like he played 43 minutes though. Moutier 3 of 5, decent game there from him. I will go back and check their stats as we do get a victory. So Jeff Teague 19, Karl Anthony Towns 21 rebounds. Jimmy Butler had 16 rebounds. So we did completely get smashed there, and then we completely smashed the Mavericks. Troy Daniels, that's what I want to see there. New acquisition, leading the team in scoring, 24 points. Allen Williams 20 and 12. Jared Sullinger 16 and 10. Moutier had 12, so 3 double-doubles for our team. Troy Daniels literally just came in and shot the ball. Didn't have a single rebound, single assist, steal, block, or turnover. Caught the ball and shot it. Only thing he could have done. Milos had 11 and 14. Good to see him getting a lot of assists. 3 of 13 shooting there, though. Moutier had another good game. Good to see that. So, long break here. We'll go ahead and simulate this Bucks game. We do get a trade. I'll go ahead and look at it. Milos and Semi for JR and Richard Jefferson. Now, this is a really tempting offer, but J.R. Smith's contract is probably going to be the thing that's keeping me from doing it. He is dropping off. Last 2 years hasn't been playing as much, getting a little bit older. Richard Jefferson already 37. I believe we'd be dropping down in team quality over the next couple of years if we make this trade. Plus, Semi was part of the trade for Jared Dudley. So we're going to go ahead and decline this respectfully. Simulate to this game against the Bucks, and another trade pops up. So we'll go ahead and check this out. Etwan Moore for Alan Williams. We don't need another shooting guard. We're good on that. Decline that. So a bunch of trades do pop up, and now it's finally scouting. So we're going to go ahead and pick our prospects individually. We'll go ahead and rank by this and go ahead and go straight down and try to get all the best players possible. So our scout is terrible. It can only put 5 players at a time. So we'll go ahead and do that and submit changes and accept that. So we do lose by 1 point to the Bucks. Giannis had 31, so showing that he is a superstar, averaging 20, 9 and 6. Overall, great stats. Troy Daniels leads the team in scoring again. Like to see that. Milos, good overall game from him. Moutier 2 of 3, so not shooting as poorly as he was, and we'll go ahead and simulate to the game against the Suns. Another trade offer. Kyle Anderson for Thabo Sefolosha. It's another shooting guard. I've said multiple times we don't need shooting guards. So let's go ahead and propose trade. Actually, let's go to propose trade. So we know who we want. We know what we want to give up. See if it's possible. Jared Dudley. And we're going to give up Semi. They still do not want to do that. And they still want Dotson. Well, I don't want to give them Dotson. So let's go ahead and try to give them Gene Charles. And back in return, let's get Reed. They do not want to do that. So let's drop that. Let's get K. Felder in the trade. See if they would rather have K. Felder. And we will go ahead and get Reed back. Not interested. So maybe instead of trying to get Reed back, we should just give them a player. So I'm going to keep K. Felder just because we don't know about our point guard play. Give them Livio. And they agree. So Jared Dudley, an NBA veteran who is going to be going to have some NBA experience that nobody in our team really has. So that's good to have. And our next game is up against the team we just traded with. So Jared Dudley, newest acquisition to our team, averaging 6 points. He is going to be a big man who's going to be able to stretch the floor. As you can see, 83 shot, 3. So should be able to stretch our floor out a little bit. Milos looks like he's getting tired, so we're going to drop his minutes down a little bit there. See, our shooting guards were already way over our minutes on shooting guards. So Jared Dudley, straight into our lineup. Wayne Selden will be our reserve. And we need to find a way to get Jared Dudley some minutes. Key, I'm going to drop Key off. Key's not going to get any more minutes. Diallo will pick up a little bit there. Jared Dudley's going to get these. Deonta Davis will obviously drop some minutes for Dudley. Troy Daniels, I don't want to drop him off any. I don't want to drop any of our starters because the way they're playing is pretty well. So Rashad Vaughn, let's see how he's doing. Haven't checked on him recently. 7 points, still doing pretty good there. Deonta Davis, 6. Dudley, 6. So Dudley was averaging, where's minutes at? Can we check? He was averaging 18, so let's try to give him at least what he was averaging. So I don't think Diallo needs that many minutes. We'll drop Rashad all the way down, and we'll do an 11-man rotation and give Dudley these minutes. So we'll give him 22. We'll give Troy Daniels a little bit extra because he's been playing pretty well. And then we'll go ahead and give Diallo the rest of these. So as our new team, the minutes per position isn't really right, but players can play in different positions, and we will figure it out. So 2 trade acquisitions made. I'll get into this next game against these Suns in the next episode. 5-8 on the season. Before I do leave y'all, let's go ahead and check out our statistics, player stats. Milos averaging 14 and 8. Josh Richardson 13. Alan Williams 12 and 8. Bogdanovich doing pretty well. Sullinger 12 and 8. So as you can see, our team is playing pretty well. Better than I expected at this point in time. We are last in our division, not last in our conference. So we're doing better than 4 teams in our conference and 3 teams in the Eastern Conference. So we're doing better of a total of 7 teams. So it's good to see there. The Spirit's also struggling a little bit. I would not mind to see us completely drop off and tank just to get that draft pick. So we'll have to see how the season takes us.